You are listening to And That's Okay, the podcast devoted to encouraging you to live in your truth in a society where reality is not what's socially popular. This is a platform where you could be a novice about anything and feel comfortable about it. Let's have the conversations we all wish we had years ago and want to hear more of. Nothing is off limits and there is no shame or judgment here. Join me as I navigate life, marriage, friendships, finances, career, and whatever else life throws at me. Listen, doing all this self-work is bound to piss a few people off, and that's okay. Thank you for tuning in. I'm your host, Angelique Royale. Let's get into it. Dear sis that feels like she has to do it all, kill that. Get rid of that notation. You do not have to do it all. You are not required to do it all. You are human. Yes, as women, we are strong women based on our experiences and what we've been through, but we do not have to do it all and do everything. It's too much. It will cause burnout. We need community. We need help. Nobody is a superhuman. We need help, and we shouldn't have a hard time asking for help. I used to be that way. I'm getting a little better at it. I'm still learning how to ask for help and say, hey, I need help, and also to take help when it's offered. I'm still getting there too. But get rid of that. You have to do it all because you do not. I know for some circumstances you have no choice, but if you are offered help, take it. If you could figure out a way to make things easier for you, take a minute and figure that out. But don't allow it to burn you out. Because at the end of the day, you have to take care of you. Can't nobody else take care of you like you take care of you. And you have to prioritize yourself and take care of yourself the best you know how. And learn new ways of doing that. Try different practices. Just like I've mentioned in past episodes, to fill your cup, make sure you're filling your cup. Spending time with yourself is not selfish to spend time with yourself. Rest is not a bad thing. People make it seem like rest is horrible. Oh, you can't sit down. I'll rest. I'll sleep when I die. Yeah, you're going to reach death quicker if you sleep when you die. People literally get into the hospital because they're not resting. Your body needs time to recover, to reset, to take a break. Like, our bodies are constant machines. So when we rest, it gives the body time to re-energize, to repair. You can't have that I'll sleep when I die mentality. You're going to see death quicker. That's just how I feel. Like, take time to rest. Slow down. Just literally slow down. These days feel like they're going so fast because we're constantly moving. Doing this. I got to do that. I got to get this done. I got to get that done. I got to do. It's not enough times in the day, enough hours in the day. Slow down. Prioritize. Not everything is going to get done, and not everything has to get done. And every day is a new day to try again. We get so wrapped up in taking care of everything that we sometimes are overcompensating or enabling others to not handle their responsibilities. And we got to stop that too. Like, people are adults, and there's no need for anybody to overcompensate for someone else that lacks something. You shouldn't overcompensate. You can help, but you should not be overcompensating or enabling them and not allowing them to see that you need help in this area or you can do better in this area. And if the person doesn't want to do better in that area, that's simply on them. That is not on you. Not at all. It is not on you. Adopted this mantra of it's me versus me so that I can better take care of myself, better myself in any areas where I feel that I lack in, and be able to look myself in the mirror and say, you can do better, or you did this wrong, or you could have handled that situation better, and just learning from it and growing. At the end of the day, it is us versus us. It ain't no you versus so-and-so or that person, this person. Nope, you're up against that person in the mirror. You're up against the person you was yesterday. You simply just want to continue to be better and to grow. Like, growth is an ongoing type thing. I went through this situation of FOMO, like this fear of missing out, and felt like, everything that was going on, like, oh, I need to buy that, I need to do that, I should be doing that, I should be doing this, I should be doing that. And it's just like, wait, that's not even you, for real. Like, I had to check myself, like, what? Why do you feel like you need to be doing that, or you need to be buying this, and you're not gonna use it. That's not you. Like, bring it back, inch. Like, no, that's not you. And it was one of those where I was like, dang, like I am like doing too much. Like, I need to really tap into what I truly like and go after that, and stop trying to do what's popular or do everything I see on social media. I'm telling y'all, social media will have your brain jacked up if you don't have no boundaries with social media. It would definitely have you all over the place. And I developed that boundary where I take social media breaks just to check in with myself, just to kind of clear my mind of what I see, because social media exposes you. And it makes you feel like you have to do everything, or you need to be doing this, and you need to be doing that, and you need to buy this, and you need to buy that. And it's like, no, you don't. Simply do what makes you happy. It also makes you seem like, oh, you on there like relationships, friendships, like you comparing and this and the third. And it's just like, that's not your situation. Like, no, simply assess your situation. No, assess your situation based on what you're seeing on social media. Social media is social media. It's not real life. People put on there what they want you to see and not actually what's going on. Like, you're not going to see the behind the scenes of social media, what everybody posts. You're not going to see, the true ends of how that relationship is, because that's not part of your situation. You don't know half these people personally. And even some of the people you do know, you can even sometimes tell when they be friends on social media, like, yo, like, what you posting? Like, what you got going on? Sometimes you can see that too with the people you know personally and what they posting. You be like, what? Like, okay, that's what you want people to think. All right, cool. It gets like that. And then it's like this luxury thing where people have a definition of what luxury is. And I feel like luxury is different from everybody, because we all have different tastes. We all have different things that make us happy. Some people want tons of money. Some people want peace. Some people just want to retire early. Some people just want to be able to have financial stability and not necessarily be rich, but just be stable. To them, that's a luxury. Shoot, one of my luxuries is I want to wake up every morning and do what I want to do. I don't want to wake up and have to go to work or clock into work. I want to be able to wake up and be like, all right, I'm going to chill this morning. I'm going to go make me some tea, make me a nice breakfast. I'm going to take my time and enjoy my morning rather than getting up and rushing like, oh, I got to get to work. I don't want to be late. I don't want to do this. No, like, to me, I feel like that's a luxury. A luxury could just be spending time with your family. A lot of people don't get that time to spend with family because they're so busy doing everything. Allow luxury to be defined by you and not anybody else. Also, like, I go to therapy. I recently started therapy the beginning of this year, and it was probably one of the best things that I could obviously do for myself. Therapy has helped me realize a lot about myself and a lot about the situations that I was in or I was dealing with that I didn't have true clarity on. And I am thankful for therapy. Don't allow anybody to make you feel like therapy is for crazy people. No, therapy isn't for anybody crazy or have issues. Sometimes you just need somebody to talk to that has a non-biased opinion, that doesn't know the people you're expressing, and just can help you walk through some things and figure out some things mentally and connect some things from past traumas that you're still carrying today that you may not realize that's what you're doing. And that was something that I learned in therapy, because everything that you have going on in your life that you control, and you can only control you. You can't control nobody else. You can't control how they take the things that you say, their emotions, because they've been through stuff just like you've been through stuff. Everyone has filters on life based on their past experiences. And therapy helped me to realize that, because it was like situations that I went through that I thought like I was crazy. Like, wait, like, why is this happening this way? What's going on? I don't even know like what I did wrong or what I could have done better, because like it's not making sense. And then I was just like, well, wait, like, am I the problem because I can't see like what I did wrong? And I went and would do like the work to kind of better myself and assess the situation and talk to people and kind of like figure out, okay, did I do something wrong? And I was coming to the point where it was like, no, you did what you were supposed to do and you did the right things. It was just that person or that situation just had other hidden factors that you didn't know about going on. It was just like, wow, like I'm sitting here thinking that I'm crazy. Like, am I the problem? What's going on? But then like I would do the work and change myself and change different things and how I handle things, and I was still getting the same result. And I'm just like, wait. I'm not the problem, because I'm sitting here, I'm open. Like, I can take full accountability for the things I did wrong, or if I hurt somebody, I don't have no problem apologizing for anything that I've done. A lot of times, I would say most of the times, I come from a genuine place when I deal with people. I'm not confrontational. I don't like people being mad at me, so I'm not going to intentionally try to make someone mad. But then I also realize that like when people got situations and stuff going on, they can tend to project without knowing what they got going on you, and make it seem like it's you with the problem, rather than them taking a second to assess the situation and also looking at themselves. Like, everybody should look at themselves and just be like, okay, like, what was the role I played in this situation and how did it get here? And the other person can do the same thing. You definitely gotta look at the person in the mirror, just like the Michael Jackson song, I'm starting with the man in the mirror. Don't ask me to sing, but looking for him to change his ways. Like, you gotta start with yourself if you want to see an impact with anything. I am truly thankful for going through those situations, because it made me a better person. It made me the woman I am today, because those situations forced me to look in the mirror like, okay, like, why do I keep going through this? What am I doing wrong that I keep going through this? And it allowed me to see things differently and from a different perspective and not my own. And therapy also helped me to see differently and say, okay, I know I did something right, but I keep going through this. And then it's just like with situations and with people have their own filters, and they can definitely project on you and make it seem like you're the one with the issues, when deep down inside it's them. But they don't want to do the work to change. They don't want to do the work to be better, because trust me, change is not easy. Change takes a lot of work, and it's not for the weak. Like, it's definitely not for the weak to be accepting of who you truly are and then saying, okay, I don't like that. I want to change this about myself. This is a little harsh. In the past, that didn't work for me. I want to change that about myself. But it takes a lot of work, because you're rewiring your brain and your mind and how you function. It's comfortability. And a lot of people find it easier to stay that way than to change. I'm gonna give y'all a minute to let that sink because it's crazy. People will rather stay the same than change, because change takes work. It takes rewiring. You're so used to doing things a certain way, and you were taught this way, and you thought that was the only way, and then you find out there's another way, and you're like, wait, what? Change. A lot of people don't want to change, but I am forever grateful for those situations. For a while, I was just sitting there, I would say I was kind of like bitter about them, because it was like, why would I go through them situations? Like, I'm not a bad person. I don't be out here, cussing people out, being nasty, talking down to people, just being me. I'm like, no, at the end of the day, like, I'm normally to myself and quiet. Like, I'm not that type of person to be in drama and being rah-rah, but then it's like, okay, now I got drama in my life. Like, what is this? Like, what caused this? And for a while, I thought it was me, but then it was just like through like prayer, my own self-work, and therapy, I realized that like, no, it's not you. No, it's not you. But going through those situations definitely grew me as a person. It made me the woman I am today. It allowed me to have a different perspective on things. Whereas though now certain situations and things that come my path, I deal with differently. Like, there's growth in that. And I'm like, okay, I went through all that for a reason. It wasn't in vain. I don't think anything you go through is in vain. You have to look at it and find a positive out of it. And I know that takes time, and that is hard. And I feel like if you pray about it and work on yourself, the answer will later come to you as to why you went through that particular situation. And then you will have that clarity, and then you could realize how much it grown you as a person. To me, I think that's like beautiful. Like, granted, if I continue to go through this situation again and again and again, over and over, or different situations over and over, I know how to handle it. And each time it will be handled different, to the point where I will know how to identify to avoid the situation altogether. That's crazy, right? Like, you will go through something, and then like every time you go through something it's a lesson that you're learning. And it's like, once you learn a lesson, you can finally understand what to do or how to move so that you could avoid that situation moving forward. Like, that's crazy, right? That's how life works. And therapy helped me to understand that. And my own self-work helped me to understand that too. I would say therapy provided the confirmation that my self-work, I was on the right path. Therapy is taking my self-work to another level, because I'm working with somebody that could take me beyond what I can do by myself. Between therapy and God, that has a lot to do with the woman I am today. Now, if you would have told me 5 years ago, not even 5 years ago, I would say 3 years ago, that I would be where I am right now. If you would have told that girl 5 years ago, I wouldn't have believed you. Because me, I was always quiet to myself, didn't really advocate for myself. I was quiet. Now, for you, someone to be like, yeah, you're going to have your own podcast out, you're going to be doing this and X, Y, Z, I'd have been like, no, I'm not. You lying. But like, it's real. I'm here. I'm truly grateful for where I'm at right now. I truly love who I am right now. And a lot of people won't like it. A lot of people won't understand her. A lot of people are still holding on to who I used to be. And that's okay. They can hold on to that. I'm not holding on to her. I want to grow. And I want to continue to grow. And as they say, like, when you grow, when people hold on to the past you, they kind of like fall off, because they holding on to a version of you that no longer exists. They want to hold on to that person rather than getting to know the you and evolved you. But then also, you got to be careful with that too, because sometimes when you grow and evolve, what you got going on makes people look at themselves and point out their own flaws. When you grow and you better yourself, when you're doing things and you're elevating, people start to see that as a threat, because you're doing what they can't do, or something that they want to do, but they don't want to have the discipline to do it. So you also have to be careful of that too. And that is not your fault. You continue to do you. What they got going on is personal. It ain't got nothing to do with you. They need to go sit and have a talk with themselves and figure out how they want to move, and not look at you and say, oh, well, you doing X, Y, Z, you changed up. Yeah, because I wanted to grow. I ain't want to stay the same person I've been. Like, life changes, things happen, experiences happen. You get older. You want to try new things, experience new things. Like, you keep being the same way, you get boring after a while. You want to change. I wanted to change. I wanted to be better. Ever since my grandmother passed back in 2018, I realized that I was just sitting here just living. And from that point on, I knew I wanted better. I didn't know how I was going to get it. I didn't know what I was supposed to do to get it. But I do know that I worked on my relationship with God, and I started to really pay attention to what was going on around me. I started to be more present rather than just moving robotically or just doing the same thing over and over and over every day. No, I started to be like, no, let me be in this present moment right here, right now. Let me get rid of some of these distractions so I can see really what my life's about and what I want to change it. And I started slowly but surely changing it. Now, that was back in 2018, at the end of 2018. So I would say in 2019 is when I got serious about it. And it's been a 3-year journey. And it's been tough. Been super tough. But it's definitely been worth it. The woman I am today, I couldn't imagine being her. And there's so much more I want to do with myself, the way I want to be and what I want to change and I want to groom about myself. Like, I'm excited. Like, I'm excited to see all of that come together and come to light. Like, I am excited. And to just truly have control over my life. And to understand what that means for me. To truly understand what that means to me, that I have 100% control. The way I want things to go, I can make it happen. If I don't want to tolerate things, I don't have to tolerate things. I'm learning how to set boundaries. I didn't know what boundaries was 3 years ago. Shoot, I probably didn't know what a boundary was a year ago. I know what they are now. And learning how to set them. And then understanding that everybody will not follow them. But then you have to learn how to be stern with your boundary. Because boundaries is not to separate people. It's so that you're not drained and burnt out. It helps the relationship between whoever you're with when you have boundaries. Because both parties know what's expected. Both parties know what's non-negotiable. What you'll do, won't do, what you can do, what you can't do. It sets the tone. And sometimes you go into relationships, friendships, whatever, with no boundaries. And then things start happening. You was like, oh, okay, I got to set this. Okay, I need to put this out there that I don't like that. And then it also helps you decide that, like, if a person keeps disrespecting your boundaries, then that person is not for you. Everybody is not for you. And everybody you meet is not forever. You have to understand that. In the previous episode, when I talked about letting go, you have to understand that everybody you meet, you do not have to hold on to. There are genuine connections out there, and you will know those connections because it will be equal. It will be something where you won't have to work hard for. It will be something where they'll show up for you how you show up for them. It may not be the exact same way. You will feel and see it. Like, for me, I love when people see me and they light up in their face. And I was like, oh my God, you really love me. Like, when people light up and see me and hug me, like, it makes me feel so good. And I give that out to people as well. Like, when I see people, especially when I, like, love them in, like, a genuine, I wouldn't even say love them in a genuine way, but when it's just, like, they allow me to be me, like, I want to be around those people. I can't wait to be around them. It's happiness. You know, it's a good feeling. I absolutely love when people light up when they see me. Love it. It makes my heart warm because it's like, dang, like, you really bang with me to my core. Not for anything else. I completely do nothing for you, but just be me. And that's all you need from me. That's all you expect from me, is to be me. And I be like, hey, I feel so good, because that's all I be wanting from people. I just want people to simply be who they are. Don't be nothing else but who you are. It will naturally come together. It will naturally fall apart. If we're meant to be close, we'll be close. If we're meant to be tied at the hip, we'll be tied at the hip. If we meant to be just a little distance, but we're close. Like, every relationship has a different time frame, and every person is in your life for a particular reason. There's no need to force anything. There's no need to go above and beyond and out your way and overexhaust yourself. No need. It would naturally work out. And I'm all about allowing things to naturally work out, because I just want true, genuine connections around me. True, genuine people around me. So this season, I'm not even going to say this season. Moving forward, it's me versus me. You versus you. Look at that person in the mirror, and if you want something you want to change, you want to change. You could be whoever you want to be. Just because our parents did things a certain way doesn't mean you have to do things a certain way. Just allow yourself to be who you are, authentically, genuinely. Be you. And if anybody can't accept that, then they don't deserve to be around you. Thank you so much for listening. I hope you walked away with some valuable information. Make sure to follow the podcast on IG at And That's Okay Podcast. You can connect with me directly on there. Looking forward to the next episode. Remember to spread love, kindness, and make the choices that bring you peace.